It's Thursday, July 9th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friend over at FanDuel. I'm your host for today, Jay Skipper, alongside my producer for the next hour and a bit, Mike Bennett, working his way behind the boards. And we have a great show for you guys today. Finally, felt like forever. Only 24 hours without World Cup action, but we're back. We got some World Cup action happening today. France, Morocco. We're going to be breaking down the entire quarterfinals with Goon off the top. He'll be on here in a couple minutes, breaking down every single game, going a little bit more in-depth in France and Morocco, and take a look at that. Plus, I'm going to ask him about other leagues. The MLS. We're going to talk maybe some leagues outside the MLS as well. What's going to happen after the World Cup? If we're going to see like a little bit of a hangover for some of these players who, you know, were well rested and didn't play in the World Cup. If we're going to see some negative effects for the players who did play in the World Cup, even though they're on 2 weeks rest, unless they made it to the quarterfinals or the semifinals. All that happening now. And then after that, we got so many coming on. We're talking some Wimbledon. We're talking some CFL. Plus, I'm going to put him in the shoes of Pat Verbeek. I'm going to ask him two simple questions. Will Verbeek sign Leo Carlsson, number one? Number two, should he match that offer sheet for Leo Carlsson? I'm excited to get into today's show. Before we do that, though, do us a huge favor. Smash the like button. Goes a long way on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. Hello to the chat. TQ, see you, buddy. How's it going? E. Colt in the chat as well. Dean Creamer is under 5.5 Ks cash. Good stuff there from E. Colt and TQ. All right, let's get into today's show. First thing I want to lead with is July 19th, 10 days away. We have the finals, the World Cup finals. And I didn't know that this was happening. But on July 19th, on the day of the finals, being played, by the way, in MetLife Stadium, there's a halftime show. Was there a halftime show before? I don't remember. Was there one in Qatar? I don't really know. But you're telling me there's going to be a halftime show with like 11 minutes between halves? And there's going to be all the list just came out with all of these people who are going to be playing at the halftime show. We got Justin Bieber, Shakira, Madonna, Coldplay, BTS, Burna Boy, Gustavo Dudamel, and PS22 Chorus. I'm sorry, how the hell are all these people going to fit in 11 minutes? First of all, who is PS22 Chorus? I don't even know who's Gustavo Dudamel. Are these names that I should be knowing? Like, I know BTS, Coldplay, Madonna, Shakira, obviously Justin Bieber. Who are these people? PS22 Chorus? What even is that? You're telling me all 7 of these people, all 8 of these people are going to be playing their own music in an 11-minute time frame? What are we even doing here? Plus, bring out the duck boats, roll them on the field for 11 minutes and just to take them off? They're going to ruin the field. It's MetLife. The field already sucks there. They're going to ruin the field. What are we doing here? It's going to be awful. I don't know how to play this. Maybe the second half looks a lot worse. There's probably going to be a bunch of holes in the pitch. It's not like football. It's not like the NFL where you can just roll this stuff out on turf and, you know, doesn't really affect the field that much. Still affects the field a little bit, but if there's areas that it affects things, it's only for like a snap or two. In this, it's going to be, I assume, in the middle of the field. That's where all the balls are coming through. Like, what are we talking about here? It's going to be ruining the pitch. Someone tell me, is this normal? Does this always happen? I feel like this is actually a mistake. 11 minutes is nuts. 11 minutes, 8 people. Who the hell is PS22 Chorus? What are we doing here? Anyways, let's get into today's show. Before we move on, I'm going to give a good shout out to our friends over at FanDuel. We got Goon coming on here in just a second. I have a shout out for today's game. Actually, first, before we do that, let's talk about the picks for today. I want to bring up the picks. They're good? There we go. All right. Let's talk through all this. Look at this. 8 picks, 1 match. Craziness. A lot of big plus money since we're all chasing George and Moretto. George, absolute respect taking the Ousmane Dembele 2+ shots on target, including extra time, plus 230, even though he's in such a massive lead there. Rob's got France team total under a half at plus 112. Moretto's on France Morocco first half draw at plus 123. Goon is on France to win 0 plus 154. I'm taking Mbappe 2+ goals within 90 minutes at plus 500. Yes, sir. Jacob Gramegna is on France minus 1.5 at plus 168. TA is on the halftime full-time result, draw, plus 490. And then Kanish is taking Ousmane Dembele, 2+ goals. Hopefully that hits for you, Kanish. Hopefully that hits for you. And I got a little bit of something sneaky for the chat. I'm not allowed to give this out on the contest because you can't parlay for the contest, right? But we did it for the Belgium game. We're going to try and thread that needle again for the France and Morocco game. It sounds like Barcolo's probably going to be the one starting for this one, and you're going to want to get this in before starting lineups are announced. We're taking Barcolo, anytime goal, including extra time, and Desiree Doué, anytime goal, including extra time. Every single time both of these guys have played, they've subbed in and out for each other. You can get that combined at plus 988, and what we need to do is thread that needle, get Doué to sub on for Barcola, and we're live on a Doué anytime goal at plus 988. I freaking love these. And it's all made possible because of FanDuel's epic promotion, their super sub promotion. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it throughout the week, but I absolutely love what they're doing here. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is completely changing the game. Sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Like we talked about, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle, because in matches like these, anything can happen and your bet can go the distance. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Is at FanDuel.com/forward-progress to get started. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050. Massachusetts, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana. Call 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca in Ontario. All right. Seems like there's a lot of love in the chat for Morocco. Seems like there's also a lot of love for Shakira. I don't hate that. Giovanni saying it's a Doué anytime goal scorer in 30 minutes or less, though. Yeah, but you're getting that at plus 988. I think if you can thread the needle, it's pretty good. He is, I believe, Doué is plus 240 to score, including extra time. And not including extra time, I believe he's around plus 265 it was. Listen, you do the math. You tell me if you think it's right. But I think it's a good bet. Doué is plus 270 anytime goal scorer within 90 minutes. Again, this French attacking side is incredible. It's incredible. And again, we're trying to thread a needle here where you only need one guy to score and you get credited for two. And if you're feeling crazy, I mean, Barcolo, 2+ goals, and Doué anytime goal, 67-1. 67-1. You need Barcolo to score in 60 minutes, then Doué to score in 30. Do you think I feel like 67-1 doesn't sound right for that? Anyways, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. That's what I'm playing, and that's how I've been playing it all damn tournament. All right, let's bring on our first guest here. You know him, you love him. He's a soccer knower. Breaking down the last couple of games here at the World Cup. Not only that, we might be looking ahead to some MLS action as well. At the Drunken Goon on Twitter. Adrian, how's it going?
Pretty good.
All right, what? Okay, first of all, what's going on here? No jersey today? Are you gonna rip one off and have one underneath, or is this?
There's nothing underneath. It's just busy day. I didn't have time to prep.
All good, busy day, but I appreciate you coming on. Regardless, we're gonna dig into all of the World Cup action here in just a second. You heard me sort of preamble here in the background. Any opinion on these anytime goal scorer props that I've been playing? Do you think there might be like some little bit of value there?
Basically, you have to hit one the whole tournament to end up in profit. So I think you've already done that. So. It makes it a fun bet. I think the math is tight, but I think you're on the plus side.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for breaking it down. Before we touch on anything, any futures that you've looked at for the remainder of the tournament here, or you want to just kind of go game by game and break it down?
Futures. I kind of checking out. I've been on France the whole time. Before the last game, I bought some Spain at plus 600. So now my position is basically even. I couldn't figure out between France and Spain who was going to make it through, and now I'm basically rooting for the winner of that game.
All right, yeah, no, that makes
both get to the semis.
Well, hold on, yeah, let's take a second here, even though they are like minus 400, minus 350 respectively to make it into the next round. There is a chance that neither does, but I'm rooting for you if you do. Great number on Spain, by the way, because it feels like all tournament they're around like plus, what was it, plus 400, 500 range, and that plus 600 was a great number there. All right, let's just start with the games here. We'll start with France and Morocco, which we have for today. Quick, one thing I want to mention here is this is a 2022 finals rematch. Yes, a little bit of maybe a revenge spot for Morocco. Do you think this does the emotional weight of this rematch for Morocco fuel anything here? I'll also say maybe this French team, this French attack is definitely much better than it was in 2022. Now that they're all sort of like in their primes. Talk me through what this means emotionally for each team.
Oh, that's massive. Any North African country coming up against France, there's that little brother, big brother syndrome situation where they're always getting up for the game. If you can't get up for a World Cup quarterfinal, there's something wrong with it. Maybe your name is Pulisic or something like that. No shots taken. News-wise, Tchouaméni is probably out for France. Saibari is out for Morocco. France has so many options to cover that. Morocco proved against Canada that even when they're not at their best, they are still a quality side that can defend well, and it doesn't take a lot for them to turn chances into goals. I think France dominates the game. Morocco sits back and frustrates them, looks for counter chances. The bet I took was France to win 2-0. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair, similar to Paraguay versus France. France has shown that they can get over the frustration of those type of shenanigans, and Morocco will break a lot of those. But I think France is good enough to squeeze something out of this one.
Yeah, one thing that Morocco has to be wary of is they have a couple players on yellow cards, so we might see them maybe a little bit more timid coming out, notably Hakimi on a yellow card. I have a question for you with regard to that right side for Morocco. That's sort of where their most dangerous attacks can come from, with Brahim Diaz with four assists so far on the tournament, 2 assists last match against Canada here. Diaz and Hakimi sort of storming their way around the right side against who we expect to be probably Barcolo and Diné for France. Is that sort of the spot where Morocco can find an edge here in the attack? How do you think Hakimi's going to play? Do you think he's going to be like a little bit more cautious and less pushing up when Morocco has the ball, or do you think it's just all guns go because we need goals against France?
I don't think they take a lot of chances, especially early. Morocco is happy to sit back. Like if you remember the last World Cup against Spain, they just sat back and figured if it gets to penalties, Bono is a master at stopping those, and he gets into people's heads the same way Martinez gets in for Argentina. So yeah, it would be nice for them to go and get a goal and take a lead, but that's probably not realistic against this French side. So they might just look to shut it down and take it the whole way and put the pressure on the French when it comes to penalties or extra time.
All right, so it sounds like you think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. You expect this Morocco team to play safe, to be diligent in defense, and not try and concede, and sort of grease their way to a penalty shootout here. Talk me through what you think in terms of bets for this match right now to qualify for next round. France minus 420, Morocco plus 360. That three-way money line minus 175 for France. The tie is plus 280 and Morocco plus 550. Seems like you think that tie might be good at plus 280. I believe you gave out the double, or did you give the first half draw for the contest here?
No. What I took is France to win 2-0.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. France to win 2-0. But anyways, any value you see elsewhere on the board?
I could see this being 0-0 going to half, and maybe a small bet there. The money's been coming on France. There's no value there. It hasn't gone far enough to look at value on Morocco. I probably wouldn't play that because of my positions on France long term. The one thing that hasn't been mentioned a lot lately, we know about Saibari, but Morocco suffered a couple of injuries just before the tournament. Their depth has held up at the back, but this is where it's going to be tested. So I think that might be a factor here.
All right, I just want to take a peek at the method of victory here. Either team in penalty shootout plus 460, a little bit tighter than I expected there. Maybe you're better off just betting the 90-minute draw than doing that. Let's flip over and talk. Actually, wait, sorry. Final score prediction for this game. I know you said you've bet to nil. Is it 2-0? Is it 3-0 France? Is it 1-0 France?
It won't be unless Morocco starts taking chances like Canada did against Morocco. I think 2-0 is probably most reasonable.
All right, 2-0, and hopefully we get Mbappe 2 goals so we can win our bets together.
I need the Dembele goal as well. I got him. I need one more goal from him. So
all right. Well, then we're gonna go 3-0 then, so that you can get that one Dembele goal and I can get my 2 Mbappe. But let's talk Mbappe goal. Excuse me. Let's talk Spain versus Belgium here. Right now, this Spain team has looked really, really strong. But I talked about it with Debundo yesterday. It felt like that the wings on Spain haven't been too good. Nico Williams didn't look too impressive versus Portugal. Maybe somewhere that Belgium can sort of expose Spain in their attack. Talk me through this one here. How do you feel like Belgium played against the U.S.? How do you feel that Spain played in the round of 16 matches?
So Belgium against the US, they made some changes that kind of left a lot of people scratching their heads. But looking back in the mirror, it was smart to do. I was thinking of that when the game started, keeping their big guns on the bench in the first half. They decided to just kind of let the Americans to try to come at them, and when they did, they played long balls over the top, and they also put Luka Bacchio in attacking US. Through the middle and on the left side of the U.S. And he was basically unstoppable in that game. They had no answers. And once Belgium started getting wide and pumping in crosses, the U.S. had no answer. I don't think that's going to work very well against Spain because Spain's going to dominate possession. They will press Belgium right away, and I don't know if they have the time to get those long balls off and get into advantageous positions. I think we see a shift in the Belgian lineup, and De Bruyne is probably going to start. Lukaku's still going to be on the bench. I don't know if the Kettler can be effective up top. We could see either Trossard or even Doku play center forward and the other 2 on the wings. They did that against Egypt in the first game, where they had 2 wingers and a striker, and they basically rotated the 3 of them for small intervals, like a quarter, and looking to get some space. But that didn't work out in that game either. So I don't know if against a superior opponent like Spain, if that's going to be effective.
Yeah, no. So it seems like very, very interesting stuff here. You don't think Belgium's going to be running with the same lineup they ran out last time? We're going to see some changes here. You think they're going to take some, see if they can take some tactical advantages for Spain pre-tournament before coming into this? Where would you have ranked like Belgium's coach, manager in terms of like pre-match tactics and things of that nature? Did you feel like you rated him highly, and do you sort of give him a bump based on the recency bias that we saw versus US?
I had him slightly above average, and that was a very smart game plan against the US. US made it easy because they made so many mistakes, but Belgium, they struggled in the first game against Egypt, but they found a way. Then they dominated against Iran, but then they ran into a red card issue, and they had to hold on for dear life. So they've done what they had to do against New Zealand. It was basically a walkthrough, but they put up the score they needed to win the group, which shows me that it's a group of professionals. They know what the mission is. They know how to get the job done. It's just a matter of doing it against a much better opponent in this situation. The pressure's off Belgium right now, so they will play loose, and they will do their best. I just don't know if they can do anything against this Spanish juggernaut.
The Spain team is strong, but it's funny because like the pre-tournament expectation for me, at least with the Spain team, I thought they'd be like a much more potent on attack. Don't get me wrong, they've been great at scoring, but like it feels like they've left a lot to be desired. Or your Thawable, 4 goals on the tournament so far, but like the amount he shoots and what he generates, it's like it feels like he leaves a lot on the table here. Is this setting up with how good Spain has been defensively and sort of how we'll call it below expectations they've been offensively? Is this setting up for like a 1-0 Spain win, like a low scoring game?
It's possible. Yeah, I think the 1-0, 2-0 situation comes up again. Will Capro made a great point yesterday. I was watching that the Spain to win 2-0 cashed all but once this tournament, and it probably comes into play.
Cabo Verde.
it's plus 190, so that's a very, very good price, and I took a little bit of that. I think Spain will. They're also very professional. Same approach as Belgium. They kind of knew what the tournament set up. They rotated a lot. Everybody got to play. Except all the backup goalies, which are still highly ranked in the Golden Gloves market for some reason. We'll get to that in a second. But I think Spain knows what the mission is. They know they're on a collision course with France. They will not look ahead. They will just take care of business here.
Yeah, kind of agree with you there with how you see things. Maybe lean towards the under if you like Spain to win in this one. And we talked about it earlier in the week. Spain to nil seems like a pretty darn good bet here. Let's flip over and talk Norway versus England. I think this is the match that everybody is everyone's circled on their calendar here. One thing I want to ask, I've seen a lot of like murmurs about this on Twitter. It's Dan Burn versus Erling Haaland. I've seen how well he's played. I don't know if this is propaganda, but I've seen that he's played very well in the Premier League versus Haaland. First of all, Tuchel did a great job with his substitutions in the England match. People are watching it, were like, what the hell are they doing? Afterwards, they're like, damn, he did a great job. Talk me through about the potential matchup we could see between Haaland and this back line. Do you think that we'll see Dan Burn start in this one? Talk me through where you think the lineups are going for this England side.
Before we jump into that, there's one point I wanted to make about the French game.
Sorry.
Morocco played their group games in the Northeast. Then they had to go to Mexico and Houston, and now they're coming back. The French played all six of their games, including this one, in that New York, Boston, Philly triangle. So a big advantage on travel for the French side there. Big
rest advantage for the France. Yeah, I still like them to nil. Still like them to win. Let's flip back to England though and mention this quickly. Any lineup changes? Well, obviously there's gonna have to be one lineup change at right back. But any other lineup changes you're seeing for England here?
So yeah, everybody's had this game circled. I thought it was going to be England-Brazil coming back from Mexico. I thought maybe Mexico might take them out, but credit to England, they've done the job. They did what they had to do. It wasn't easy in Mexico City with the red card and the injuries, but watching the game, I thought, these defensive substitutions, they're a little early, and they're going to need to hold on, because if Mexico ever ties it, they're screwed the rest of the way. To their credit, they did the job. Dan Burn with the 50-yard headed clearance and all the battles at blocking shots and just being, omnipresent in that defense. He did the job, and he's a bit of a cult hero in England now. Don't let the videos that you've seen, the little clips on YouTube, kind of sway you that he can handle the big Norwegian beast there. People clip what they want to see. There might be some other clips that get skipped in that. I think this is a game where Norway has an opportunity to just, prove that their defense is not as bad as everybody says. Nyland has had a tournament. He, like I said before, he's a backup at Sevilla, but he's having a tournament of his life. He stopped a penalty against Brazil. He made that big save against Senegal in the closing minutes. They're playing with confidence. The center backs are physical. In the early game, they can handle Kane, I think. The problem for Norway is going to be on the flanks. Saka and whoever's going to be coming at them will cause problem with their speed. Can they withstand it? Can they get that first goal? That's what's basically on the side. I think whoever scores first is going to win this game. Because if Norway has to come from behind, they're going to open up, and England's going to punish them.
Yeah,
Gordon first.
Sorry, go ahead.
Everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table here for both teams. Curious to see where this one goes. I want to touch on just Anthony Gordon, who's was so incredibly good against Mexico last match. One thing I want to talk about though, flip over and talk about this is like a pseudo golden boot race match kind of here. We got Kane, we got Haaland, and I think Jude Bellingham is creeping his way into this conversation if he can have another stellar performance here. Anything you're looking for in terms of golden boot? Are you looking to maybe sort of play the two advanced markets? Instead of playing the two advanced markets, would you maybe look towards a golden boot on one of these players, maybe get a little bit more frisky with that? Do you think either of these teams are going to end up with the player who wins the golden boot?
I haven't looked at that, to be honest, but think about it. Whoever wins the game gets 2 extra games.
Yes.
So don't forget about the third place game.
Exactly.
They lose in the semis. So that's a clear advantage if in the race to, you could win the golden boot by finishing, with a hat trick in the third place game, to be honest, because that's always high scoring. I have not looked at that. I don't think Bellingham can work his way into the conversation, because it's Kane that takes penalties. So if England gets any penalties, it's going to be Kane. But he's had a brilliant tournament, and if you're looking for a shot at the long shots Ballon d'Or, he might be the guy to look at.
Ooh.
It might have been better a week ago, but we can still look at it now. As far as Gordon's concerned, I can't say I rated him that highly, and I was surprised that Barcelona signed him. But his performance against Mexico was off the charts, and credit to him working his way onto this team ahead of players that were higher ranked, and he's done the job that Tuchel asked of him. So, well done.
Absolutely, yeah. Curious to see what we see for the starting lineup here from Tuchel. Who's going to be subbed in at right back? If we'll see Dan Burn start this match. Connor Harlow in the chat mentioning Kane Golden Boot at 9-1 is appealing. Yeah, I think like maybe a lot of love for Bellingham because of how he played last match. Maybe, and obviously the 2 goals was huge. Maybe a lot of people not giving enough credit to Kane, considering like you mentioned there, he does take penalties, and England is more likely to win this match. And if they win this match, they guarantee themselves 2 more games. Any final thoughts here on this England and Norway game? Do you feel like Norway is England right now minus 240, Norway plus 190? Is Norway gaining like a little bit too much respect? Or the do you think if these teams played as the first match of the tournament, it would be lined like this? Or do you think that it would be England slightly more if they had to play like a match to qualify for the next round? Do you think that maybe England would be slightly more favored at being in the tournament?
I think England would be bigger favorite. Norway gets the credit. The one difference is England has a lot of depth on the bench, and I don't think Norway can match that. So if it's decided in the last 20 minutes or in extra time, I give the edge to England there.
All right, given the edge to
I actually
England.
took a little bit of a bet on England. I think it was -0.5, minus 118.
All right, England -0.5, minus 118 there. That's within 90 minutes.
90 minutes, yes.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You can get England 3-way money line, which is that -0.5 is essentially the 3-way money line here, -120 over at FanDuel. Make sure you're betting the 90-minute market, not the including extra time market. Just keep an eye out for that. Final thoughts, final game to talk about here: Argentina versus Switzerland. I mean, what a chaotic game. Argentina's okay. So you were watching that live. Were you like me, like trying to find anything to click on Argentina because you just knew that the soccer gods love Messi so much and just watch over him and protect him at all costs? How were you watching that Argentina-Egypt game? Were you clicking Argentina live? Talk me through that craziness that was a match.
And I regret it. I hate watching Argentina. I was happy to see Egypt score. I had the Argentina not to score in the first half, so I was happy with the penalty stop and all the other saves that the Egyptian keeper made. But in the second half, I was just hoping that Egypt could hold on, and it turned out that they couldn't.
Okay, let's talk through Argentina then. Today, they're a great team, but we've seen them be very vulnerable. They almost lost to Cape Verde. They almost lost to Egypt. Needed extra time in Cape Verde. Almost went to penalties. Egypt, I don't know how that game didn't go to extra time, but whatever. That's besides the point here. Do you think that there's vulnerability in this Argentina side, and is Switzerland the team to take advantage of it?
I think Switzerland's very underrated. They've played well. They had the advantage of playing all 3 games in Vancouver, so they stayed in one place and kind of settled in. They already played Colombia, so they know the South American shenanigans and what could happen. They can endure. If it comes down to the brilliance of Messi, yeah, sure, Argentina gets it. But I haven't been impressed with Martinez in net for Argentina. He hasn't had that one statement game. Maybe he does here. But I think the Swiss are a live dog, and they can surprise Argentina in the advance here.
Absolutely. One question I think everyone has for this one is the health of Johan Manzambi. Yeah. Any inkling there? Do you think that he has a chance to play? We know it's a soft tissue injury. Do you think that he has a chance to play, and how critical is he to
I don't think he starts, but I think he can come off the bench and give him 30 to 45 minutes, and his speed and ability on the ball will give Argentina fits if he does. If not, I look for Dan and Doi to do some damage. And the Swiss are a well-rounded team with a lot of depth and a lot of quality that flies under the radar quite a bit because they're just so boring and methodical. But that's the kind of team that can take out Argentina, and I think they're a live dog.
All right. Switzerland live dog plus 250 for them to advance. Final score prediction. I don't think I asked you for the England game or this game. So just quickly, let's go Argentina, Switzerland, and then the England match as well. Final score predictions.
So 2-1 England and 1-1 going to extra time. Anything can happen there in Argentina.
I love it. Before you head out here, one more question about the Argentina attack. I sort of missed this one in my sheet. It's sort of messy, and then that's it. Obviously, we saw the chaos that happened in the Egypt match, and that's sort of how we saw everyone else contribute there, including was it Fernandez who ended up Yeah, Enzo Fernandez scoring the third goal there for Argentina. Are there still questions to be had about everyone essentially outside of Messi in this attacking in the attack for Argentina?
Well, Romero scored once yesterday, and then he also scored the own goal in the other game. So he's basically the second top scorer in Argentina as a center back. He does have the ability to pop up on set plays, and he hangs around the box when the balls get recycled. So they don't necessarily need scoring from their strikers, but they need more contributions, more speed, more direct attacking, and they can provide that, but they haven't done it so far in this tournament. So it's it's up in the air if they will do it or not. The last thing I wanted to say on the goalies market, on the futures, I cashed out of Boone. It was 80 to 1 before the tournament. I think I got plus 375 on the cash out. I just don't think he's going to compete because the Spanish keepers 5 shutouts and counting. There's no realistic chance of him winning it, even if they win the World Cup.
Oh yeah, because it'd be tough for him to win because they would also have to go through France and then go through Spain, and that's in the calculus as well there, which is pretty tough to do. And I think he's like 14 to 1 now ish.
12, 14, something like
12,
that.
14 to 1. Yeah, maybe Simon is a good sort of hedge on that. So yeah, we're sucks because you gave us a great number on that 80 to 1, but Buono just got like the toughest draw possible. Yeah, 14 to 1 right now on FanDuel. I know we talked futures off the top. I don't know if you want to quickly scan anything in terms of futures. You mentioned Golden Ball potentially going for Jude Bellingham, which is player of the tournament. You mentioned Golden Boot potentially. I mentioned Harry Kane here. I think it's pretty tough to see anyone outside of Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, or Kane. One thing I will note, though, Haaland and Kane, plus 750, plus 900. It all hinges on this match here. So if you have an inkling on who you think this is going to win this match, you can get a really good number on Haaland and Kane if you think England's going to win or Norway is going to win.
Especially if they score the winner.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they do score the winner. Anything you want to look towards in terms of Young Player Award? I feel like Lamine Yamal is plus 145. He's the favorite right now. No one's really stood out. I guess you kind of got to get like I would be clicking Manzabi right now if he wasn't if he was healthy. And
healthy, yeah.
But so maybe that's the move. Click him at plus 850 if he's ruled healthy, and like, is there a chance that he could win it even though he's not making it with those extra 2 games if they do end up losing to Argentina? And anyone you want to mention here in the Young Player Award market?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? All right, all good, Goon. Finally, before you head out, just quickly, MLS starts in about a week. Anything you got here for us? Any way to sort of any angles you're looking at in terms of a World Cup hangover? Is that even a thing? Is it beneficial for players who played in the World Cup? Does it hurt players who play in the World Cup? Is a time off helpful for players? Talk me through just MLS and the World Cup hangover, we'll call it.
So we had the U.S. Open Cup and the Canadian Championship games yesterday. There's some new signings that are kind of fitting in with their teams. I look at that being a bigger impact than players that were at the World Cup and are recovering or getting some time off. I don't think there will be a lot of time off. The standings are pretty tight, and the players that got eliminated early, they're already back with their clubs. And we'll have a clearer picture by the weekend when there's only a couple of teams left. Basically, there's no MLS players left in the competition right now anyway. So everybody's heading back to their teams, and it will be interesting to see how teams treat it, who gets time off and who jumps right back in.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep note of that. Goon, hope you enjoy the rest of the World Cup. Hope you enjoy diving back into the MLS. You can follow Adrian on Twitter at Drunken Goon. Goon, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Thank you.
Great stuff there, as always, from Adrian. Great final thoughts. Great knowledge, breaking down every single game. Did I miss anything here in terms of bets for the game? We're just going to mention it every single time. Oh, they gave Kanash, I'm pronouncing his name wrong, a 2-match ban. That's crazy. Who do we have on? Was it DeBundo who's saying that the England fans might be celebrating that ban? Oh my goodness, he hasn't been playing well at all. That's all right. All right. Up next, you guys know him. You love him. He's a tortured Vancouver sports fan, But before we bring on our tortured Vancouver sports fan, though, we're going to torture him just a little bit more. I just want to tell you guys about our good friends over at BetStamp Pro, because if you're serious about betting props, the hard part is not finding an edge, it's scaling it. BetStamp Pro is built to grow your volume and your ROI. Every player prop and alternate line across 200 plus sportsbooks on one screen in real time, all priced against BetStamp's True Line. What is BetStamp's True Line? Well, it's a proprietary model weighted per market and prop type. Bias corrected, producing the most efficient, sharpest props pricing reference in the industry. Catch off-market props the second they appear across more markets and more outlines than anywhere else. So you can get more money down at a bigger edge more often. Scan the QR code on screen or use the link in the description to apply. That's betstamp.com/hammer, or scan the QR code on screen. All right, let's bring on our next guest here. You can follow him on Twitter at SoMoneySports. He's a tortured Canucks fan. And ooh, baby, did we get some red hot news right as he's coming on the show. Leo Carlsson officially matched by the Ducks. So Money, how's it going?
I'm good, Jason. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I love when the NHL gives us news fresh off the press and we get to break it all down here. Leo Carlsson officially matched that mammoth size deal. Is that a pun? I don't know. This mammoth size deal here from the Ducks ended up matching it. $18 million per year, 5-year deal, biggest contract in the NHL. Only 21 years old, which is crazy to say. The biggest edge in the NHL is having these young players and buying up those RFA years with cheap contracts. The Ducks completely missed the window on that by playing hardball. Break down this situation, how we ended up getting here, how this happened, and do you agree that the Ducks should have matched Leo Carlsson's offer sheet?
Yeah, for sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a thing on my computer screen saying the microphone was disconnected. I was like,
no, you're good to go. You're good to go.
Here we go again. So you're right. The Ducks did miss the boat a little bit earlier because they obviously could have gotten for cheaper, and Carlsson would have signed with them. And that was a mistake. But what I like is that you never want to compound your mistakes either, right? So this was a situation where the Ducks, Verbeek, they had to match this. There was no other way around it. You're at a point in your development where you can't just find players like this anymore, and you have this player already on your roster. You match the offer sheet, you bite the bullet, you made a mistake, try to do better in terms of making up for it, but don't make things worse, right? And I think that they had to match, and you just figure it out afterwards, right? Like you just, with like the cap going up, like hopefully it works out in your favor. You're gonna have to make some tough decisions with some veterans.
Oh, we just lost you for a second there. So Money, you were mentioning that you have to make some tough decisions with some veterans. Right now, Anaheim has about $9 million in cap space here. You're good to go. Let's bring you back on. You were mentioning that how they might have to make some tough decisions.
Yeah, right. And then like you just make sure that you do those things correctly, right? Maybe they don't need as many veterans now with the way that this team has developed, and maybe time to like trim that from the cap on that basis. So yeah, like there's no other way for the Ducks besides matching this offer sheet. There just wasn't any other way. And like I think that if they didn't, that would be a fireable offense in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that very well put, is a fireable offense. I could see a world where they didn't match, in that Pat Verbeek is like so stuck in his own stuck in the mud with when it comes to these contract negotiations. It sets a really bad precedent moving forward, considering he has to sign Cutter Gauthier this year. Luckily for them, Cutter Gauthier only played 2 seasons ago, only played that one game, because if he played 9 games, he would be eligible for an offer sheet. Not eligible for an offer sheet right now, so they got very lucky with that one. They do still have to sign Cutter Gauthier. Great player, young player. Curious how much he's going to get. They only have $9 million in cap space right now. So like you said, they might have to do some surgery on their roster. One thing I think they're looking at and just like scratching their head and wish they could do a redo over is the whole Olin Zellweger debacle and the Pavel Mintyukov debacle. Because I think those two players are very similar, except one guy who's out in Buffalo is making 3. The other guy is making 7.2. So I think if you're Anaheim, you probably want to redo on that one.
Yeah, and I think that that was done obviously before the offer sheet as well. So maybe their direction would have been different as well, right? So, but again, it just comes down to you can pick out any GM, and there's going to be you'll find mistakes made, right? Like, I mean, if you're not making mistakes, you're probably not doing your job properly, anyways, right? So, you're going to have mistakes. Just don't keep fucking it up. Don't don't keep making it worse.
Yeah. Yep. And again, it's not the player's job to fit the team under the cap and find the right pieces to do that. It is the GM's job. And Verbeek's got a hell of a job on his hands to continue building out this Anaheim team, which again, Leo Carlsson will be and is going to be a major piece of moving forward. We know that for sure now with that $18 million deal. The toughest part about this is that it just walks him directly to UFA. I wish they would restructure. Also curious why they only gave him a 5-year deal here. You think that's like, I wonder if that was just maybe just, again, eat up all the RFA years. I think, 2, 3, 4, no, so I guess he ate up 1 UFA year, 4 RFA years remaining after this. I guess maybe that was just to make it harder to match. I don't know. If you were Philly, you would think you'd want to take a swing and get him signed for 7 years. But anyways. All right. Is there more news happening? Someone, I see you locked in here.
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I keep getting the message that my microphone keeps getting disconnected.
You're good. We'll let you know if it gets if it keeps getting disconnected right now. Charles Saul in the chat. We'll stick with some hockey chat before we move on to some Wimbledon stuff here and CFL stuff in just a second. So Charles Saul asking in the chat, saying free Larkin, dude just wants to win and can never win with Stevie Y as GM. Holding Larkin hostage. Wings should just take Harley and run. I don't know about that one. Any opinion on this whole Larkin situation here for Detroit?
Oh, if Detroit can get Harley for Larkin, I would do that right now. Okay. He's the captain of your team that doesn't want to be there anymore. Like, that's like, it's not about at this point. So I'm very sensitive to this because I lived through it last year. It's not just about the player himself. It's about the ramifications in the dressing room as well. Like that kind of stuff seeps down from the top, and that can ruin a dressing room for the whole season. So if he doesn't want to be here, and if you're getting Harley for him, like just get him the hell out right now.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe they want a little bit more. I think they wanted like 3 first-round picks for Dylan Larkin. I don't know what people's perspective on Dylan Larkin is, but I don't think it's the same perspective that I have on Dylan Larkin, because I don't know if he's that.
Yeah, I think that I get the sense that you're very high on him. No.
No. I don't think he's that. Like, he's like top. Like, I don't think he's a first-line center. I'll give it that. Like, he's like a low end.
Yeah, I would agree with that. On a very good team, he would be the second good complementary center.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you on that one there. I saw some crazy deals. Anyways, mock deals on Twitter, which are always obviously garbage. Charles also wanted me to ask you about Markstrom, if you feel like that was the right move for Florida, and if you're rooting for the former Canuck to win it all. Are you a Markstrom believer? Do you have like a soft spot for him? Talk me through Markstrom in Florida.
So I have a soft spot for all goalies. So I think that
apparently not. Apparently not the guy in Toronto now. Apparently not the guy on the case, Bob. You're like, oh, he's old. No soft spot there.
But I still love Bob because he made me a lot of money when Columbus was. So I do love Bob. But in terms of Markstrom, yeah, I think that was the right move. Florida's in a position where they understand that if you have an elite goalie, that's great, right? Like you hang on to your elite goalie, but you don't need an elite goalie that you're paying that much money to anymore. The way that team is built, they can play around Markstrom's deficiencies as well, right? And they can also, they're in a position where they don't have to run him to the ground either. So obviously the concern with Markstrom is injuries, right? Like but Florida, again, they're in a position where they don't have to run him to the ground. They don't have to play every regular season game at 100%. And you're going to see a lot of situations from Florida this year where they're just trying to get their team together. They got new pieces. They're going to spend most of the year finding their way. and then after New Year's, I think that's when you'll start seeing this team start ramping it up. So I think it's the right move. Absolutely.
All right, let's flip over and talk some Wimbledon, some men's and women's tennis here. We'll start with the men's side of things. Futures board, futures look. We talked about it a couple days ago with Isaac Sinner right now, minus 220 to win the whole thing. Zverev plus 280, Djokovic plus 700, and Arthur Ferry plus 20-1 here. We kind of got a good fill on the Sinner Djokovic match from Isaac. Isaac also mentioned he's looking towards Ferry. Plus 530 right now on FanDuel is the best price in market, but he says he's expecting, I talked to him before this, he says he's expecting Zverev to see some money as we get closer to the match. Anything you like in this Zverev-Ferry match? Can you sort of break it down here for us? Any opinion on this one?
I don't have an opinion. I think that it's priced fairly. I do find myself, so like one thing I will say that like as I've gotten older and wiser, I do feel that I cheer for Djokovic more, and the reason for that is that during the Big Three era, or the Big 3.5 era, if you include Andy Murray, but during the Big Three era, I was a big Federer guy, right? And I started appreciating Nadal more, but when you see these kind of generational talents, Djokovic, right? Like he's at the tail end of his career now. You start appreciating that more, right? And like, I don't know how long Djokovic is going to be around, and he's the last remaining piece of that Big Three. So I cheer for him a lot now, and I do want him to get another Grand Slam. I do want to see generational greatness continue. So I don't have plays because I think it's lined fairly. Maybe I'll put something small on Djokovic just because I'm getting older now and like he's cool, but yeah. So like I just want to cheer for him though. So yeah, I want Djokovic to win, but I'm not gonna have any plays on it.
All right, we got to get you like a little bit of a perm. We got to catch you up to speed here on who the future GOATs are. Yannick Sinner, obviously, is going to be one of those future greats with how great he's playing. Get you that little bit of a perm, curly hair, buzz the sides, and we'll be young so money again. That's the type of guy who's betting on Sinner. I'm assuming that's what Fosen looks like. Anyways, let's talk about the women's side of things here. We got Noskova and Kotsiuk happening live right now. Noskova is up one set. The second set right now, she's up 3 points. It's 3-1 right now. It seems like unless we get like a crazy comeback, it's going to be Noskova who wins it all. Earlier today, we saw Coco Gauff drop her match versus where I'm lost in my sheet here. Anyways, talk me through first of all this Noskova Kotsiuk match and who you think has a chance to win Wimbledon on the women's side.
Yeah, so full disclosure,
Machova,
I made a mistake.
That's her name. Sorry.
Yeah, so Noskova, I should have bet her earlier.
Uh-oh. Do we lose so money again? How is this happening? So you wanted to bet Noskova earlier. We saw Machova beat. There we go. We're back. We're back. You're good. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's the way that I plugged in my microphone or whatever. Yeah, but all good. Yeah. So I should have bet Noskova earlier. I think that I think she's gonna win Wimbledon. It's just unfortunate that I couldn't get there, but just like how I was saying with Verbeek, don't make things worse. So own your mistakes and don't make things worse. I missed the boat on that, so now I have to eat it and watch her win Wimbledon.
Are we going to be clicking Noskova if she wins this match and she does play in the finals? Like what price do you think she might be going at versus Machova in the finals here? I believe. I'm pretty sure I wrote this down, and I don't know if I wrote this down on the wrong side, but Noskova was an underdog in this match. I think it was around plus 115. Do you think she'll be an underdog versus Machova as well? She will?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're clicking. Are we clicking her at plus money? What plus money do we need?
Sorry, let me bring this up.
You're good.
You put me on the spot here, Jason. All right, I gotta bring up the line chart here.
All good. Take your time. We got some CFL action coming to you in just a second as well, so you got to get that prepared for us too, if you can, or if not, we can skip it over and we can call it a day.
She'll be a small dog, so like, actually, you know what? I think it's gonna be pretty even.
All right, so like listen. What are you telling me to click here? Am I clicking anything under -110 for Niskova here? Is that where I'm going?
No, you won't get -110, but if you can get anything under -120, -125 on Niskova, that's the way that I would go about it.
All right, perfect. We're looking at Niskova here in what could be maybe a pick'em or a slight lean towards her, and we're just gonna mash. As she'll time out. She might still lose this game. If it's Kostyuk making it to the finals, are you backing Kostyuk? Is this just like a full fate of Machova? What's the deal here?
No, I think that Mohova matches up well with Kostyuk, so that'll probably be
okay.
She'll probably be a heavier favorite, but I think the edge that we would have is if Noskova comes in cheaper than she should.
Perfect. All right. We'll relay that to the people in the Discord, discord.gg/hammer. I will be bugging so money when this match ends, and I'll be posting what he says in the Discord. All right, let's flip over and talk some CFL action before you head out here. We got four games here today, or not today, sorry, this week. One tonight, Ottawa and Edmonton, Toronto, Winnipeg on Friday, Calgary, Montreal, and Hamilton and Saskatchewan on Sunday. Which game should we lead with here? I kind of want to lead with the last one because Saskatchewan is dealing with some quarterback injury. Saskatchewan, Hamilton's we got some quarterback injury in this match. Bo Levi Mitchell, ankle surgery this week. Talk me through this and what the quarterback mix might look like in this game.
So interesting situation because Dolagala is going to start for the Tiger Cats, and like he Saskatchewan knows him very well, right? And I think that we're lying Saskatchewan -8, -8.5 at home. I think that's the way that we should be. One thing I will say is we kind of touched on this last week that I do expect totals to start coming down a bit. We have a couple of backup quarterbacks. I don't know how well Dolagala is going to do for Hamilton here. And I think that Hamilton does want to get back to playing better defensively as well. So I do like the under there at 54 right now. That's the way that I'd be looking at. A lot of these totals get a bet up later in the week. So this game is on Sunday. So you probably want to wait it out a little bit, but I would be looking at the under there.
All right, slight lean towards the under, and we're going to be clicking that on Sunday. Let's flip back and talk about the Elks and the Red Blacks match right now. Or match. I keep saying match. My brain is so soccer coded. Like it's like what the hell is going on? Elks -310, -6.5 on the spread here, -105. Totals at 57.5. Juice towards the over -114. Talk us through this one.
So this one, I did make a bet. I've got under 57.5. A couple of things here. Drew Brown is going to start. Not for. Okay, let's start that again. So I did play the under 57.5 here. We're going to have a Ottawa team that has shown signs of. They've shown signs of wanting to turn it around and being able to, but they're just not very talented right now. And I think that's what hurts them. Elks, I think that they are not championship caliber yet, but they're definitely better than last year. And I think that it starts with their defense as well. So I did play the under 57.5. The other thing to consider here is that this is the second time already this season that the Elks are playing 2 games in 5 days. They were fine the first time they won. I think against Winnipeg and against Montreal. So they were fine there, but it's really hard to do that in such quick order. So I did play the under 57.5 here, and I think that we should see that continue to move down.
All right, under 57.5 it is. Let's flip over and talk the Winnipeg and Argos game we have here. talk me through this one. Toronto, the Argonauts have been pretty strong as of late. Even though I think they might have gotten blown out last week though. But they've been one of the best in terms of yards per play in the league. Talk me through Toronto Argonauts, Blue Bombers, Argos right now, -2.5 road favorites at -104. Anything you like here?
Yeah, so this is the game where Drew Brown is starting, and again, nothing against Drew Brown. I think that he's a serviceable CFL quarterback, serviceable backup quarterback. But I did play Toronto here. I do like them to up to -3. Touched on Toronto a little bit earlier in the sense that I do think that they are great Cup caliber. It's just that they just have to get through this gauntlet of a schedule that they have right now. So once they get through that, I do think that you're going to start seeing this team start to fly. So so I do like Toronto here. I think that's a good situation for them. Coming off the loss last week, I think that they start riding the ship, as they say, with the Argonauts.
Oh, is that a pun there?
That's well done.
Maybe I gotta lay the Argonauts so it can be Jason and the Argonauts. There we go. There we go. All right. Last one to talk about here. Also in the chat, Ecolt. We'll talk about this one in just a sec. Calgary, and Montreal. Ecolt saying, I bet the Alouettes to win the ship at +320. Got a great price on that based on what the price is now. But this Calgary team, like, oh my goodness, like I mentioned, 58-36, beating, stomping all over this Toronto team, sinking that Argonauts ship, winning 58-36 here. Vernon Adams dropping 7 touchdowns. Like, my goodness, this Calgary team can put up a ton of points here. Right now, Montreal -3.5 though as the favorite, -106. Totals at 62.5. Talk to me about the Stampeders team. Talk to me about this match again, like a Stampeders team that can put up a ton of points here. Talk me through this one.
So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think that we know how I feel about the Stampeders. I think that they're a team that flies under the radar quite a bit, but Montreal is also at a different level right now. Especially with Alexander at quarterback. So it's a game that I will be watching. Probably not betting it because I think that 3.5 to 4 on Montreal is probably where it should be. But I'm very interested in seeing this because I think that this is a good litmus test here for Calgary. And if they're as good as I think they are, I want to see how they show out here in Montreal.
All right, the game that we will be watching this weekend, it is on Saturday, and oh my goodness, do we not have a stacked Saturday in terms of sports? We got UFC, we got World Cup, we got CFL action squeezed in there as well. Before you head out here, So Money, I'm just kind of getting I just want to get all the guests' opinions on this. We have a big UFC fight this weekend. Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor. Although you wouldn't know it based on the promotion going on. I feel like you had no idea that this was happening. Conor McGregor right now +180-ish around there on FanDuel. Public sentiment, though, surrounding the McGregor fight is that McGregor is going to get absolutely smoked. You'd think with public sentiment like that, Max Holloway at -235, you think it would be way further out than that. But no. Everyone thinks McGregor's going to get smoked. Holloway's still only at 235. Have you heard anything? Do you have any opinions on this fight? Talk me through this.
So from an X's and O's perspective, I don't.
Okay.
But from a market perspective, so Holloway's the one that's taking the money right now?
No, so McGregor has been the one taking money. He opened up at around the +400, +300 range, and now it's gotten all the way down to +182. And the public sentiment around it is that Holloway's going to get smoked. But like, if that's how sharps really feel, I think they'd be clicking them this -235.
Yeah, so we've seen this story before with boxing and with these kind of things, right? So like, if I would be more inclined to bet Holloway here with like the way that you're describing the situation, with like the -235. Like I'd be more inclined to go that way.
All right, we'll see what happens on fight night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. UFC 237 is going to be a ton of fun. Maybe you'll be clicking right at post because I that's one thing I'm keeping an eye on for this fight. I'm having FanDuel open and I'm watching what's happening here with these markets because. Is it just going to be Holloway when limits get increased? Because, like, I mean, FanDuel's still taking like to win around $10,000 here. There's some other sharp books that are taking to win $15,000 here on Holloway. So it's not nothing. And I know that there's someone out there on some offshores. One tweet mentioned that someone has like over $200,000 already clicked on Max Holloway from minus 400 all the way down to minus 230. So some conviction there. But again, if we'll see what happens with this one. So Money, appreciate you joining the show. Any final thoughts before you head out here?
No thoughts. I think that. Oh, actually, I do have one thought. I think that France needs to be careful today.
Ooh, look at you cheering for Morocco. All right, so Money, if you want to share a bet, you can. But if not, we'll let you go.
I did play Morocco to advance.
Boo, this man.
Let me see what they're at plus 300 now, around that area.
310.
I think that's okay. But I do think that France needs to be careful, and we are all Spain.
Oh my goodness. So Money, we could not be more opposed in this World Cup. Appreciate you joining the show. Morocco to advance plus 310. We are all Spain, except for me. I am not Spanish. No hablo español. So Money, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Great stuff there from So Money. As always, you can follow So Money on Twitter at So Money Sports. Link is in the chat right now. Speaking of this McGregor fight, in case you missed yesterday's show, again, such a head scratcher here. When you look at this McGregor fight, the public sentiment is all over Max Holloway. Conor McGregor's getting smoked. I'm watching these interviews. I'm seeing what he's saying. We have John Kavanagh, his coach, mentioning that he's been sleeping in the damn gym. I think Conor McGregor is taking this fight pretty dang seriously. I think maybe the sentiment around this is how does Conor McGregor win versus Max Holloway? Is it going to be a knockout? That's how Conor wins majority of his fights. No. I think what we're going to see here is McGregor fighting the same way he fought that Diaz fight. And I think McGregor is going to win by points. I think the public is very wrong here. And you can actually get McGregor to win by points at 11-1 here, which I really like compared to Max Holloway's to win by points at plus 650. McGregor versus Holloway, there shouldn't be that big of a discrepancy in the points market here. I don't think either guy gets knocked out. It's going to be a fun 5-round banger of a fight. And again, my eye's going to be absolutely peeled and focusing in on where this money line moves as we get closer to the fight. We are banging the McGregor drum all fight week. All fight week. All right, that's it. That wraps up today's show. If you guys could do us a huge favor here, smash the like button. It goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. And I haven't asked this in a while. I feel like we've done a great job breaking down the World Cup here. If you love sports, if you love betting on sports, if your friends like talking about sports, if you have a group chat where you guys send your World Cup bets in, don't be afraid to shoot them a message. Be like, hey, check out this guy who has great guests on who break down all sorts of sports. Goes a long way when you do. Even just clicking the share button helps us out a lot in the algorithm. So if you could do that, be greatly appreciated. Appreciate everyone in the chat always participating. We really do. Appreciate you guys there. One more time, smash the like, comment down below if you're watching this after the fact. And that's it. That wraps up today's show. Shout out to our guest, So Money. Shout out to our guest, Adrian, a.k.a. Drunken Goon. Shout out to Mike, working his way behind the boards. Shout out to you guys. Bringing this along, being absolute menaces in the chat, and giving us a laugh as we close out this week here on Friday Junior. That's it. That wraps up today's show. This has been the Thursday, July 9th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Bang Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We'll see you guys right here tomorrow.